What's up, Miss Baker? What's going on?
How are you? So good to see you.
What's your journey? Like, how does one become baker? Was it in the family? Was it in your sisters did it? Like, who did it?
I found out when I was researching this cookbook that I'm working on now that my great-great-grandmother, who was enslaved, was a pastry cook. So I think it's literally in my blood.
And tell me about the book.
This one is kind of me stepping out solo, and I'm telling the story of my family, but my journey through Southern baking. Old-fashioned layer cakes, pies, cookies, very homespun looking desserts, things that really reach back into our history and our heritage, just really homespun, delicious dessert.
To find the money and to leave an industry to go into another industry,
right?
That takes a lot of guts and
it does.
entrepreneurship. How did you make
it?
it?
Well, I have a lot of grit. And our business is still self-funded. So we just started, literally from scratch and kind of built it up. Back in the day, bakery is 20 years old now.
There was auntie that believed in you, basically.
Yeah, that's basically how we started, auntie that believed in us.
How do you see hospitality, bakery, restaurants, post-COVID?
Our dining room has been closed for almost a year now, so we definitely had to rethink what we were going to do. We started shipping, and we're in the process of starting a provisions company. I'm naming it after my mom. Her name was Janie Queen. So I'm still upset that I didn't get named Queen.
Stop. Janie, is that her stage name or is that actually her name?
I know. No, her actual name, Janie Queen, but so it's going to be called Janie Q Provisions.
What would be your 3 advice for somebody that maybe lost a job for COVID, but then actually sees this as an opportunity to finally start that catering company?
I think you just really have to follow your heart. And fortunately now, like one of the organizations that I'm involved with, Southern Restaurants for Racial Justice, we're creating grants for Black-owned businesses, and a lot of work that I'm doing now is creating grants for Black-owned businesses, because I know firsthand that, I got so many no's, and until I was really, until I started making money, then I started, everyone wanted to give me money then. But I would say just really make a good plan, try to do something that really is creating part of your personal experience, and be authentic, and just, really try to find yourself mentors and folks that are of like mind that can perhaps help you. I love to definitely talk to people that are starting out and share my personal experience and try to save them from mistakes that I've made, and, help in any way that I can.
We're heading out slowly, winding down Black History Month and going into Women's Month. And as you know, in the Rise, it is packed with incredible Black women. What do you think it is about Black women in America who've carried American food for a long time, anonymously, and now it becomes visible, like only in Savannah, besides yourself, obviously Mashama, and other people are carrying on that torch. Talk to me about the food legacy.
We're willing to work hard, and we're resilient. And, I don't do things because I want to receive accolades. I do it completely out of a place of joy. And I just feel that we're just, really creative, spirits.
Yeah.
And really good cooks and bakers.
Very bad. Well, we were so happy to have you part of the Rise. And
I've been so happy to be a part of it.
And your story is super strong because it also offers something else. It's not just about traditional restaurants and chefs. We have bakers, then we have food writers. We also have winemakers. Our industry is really vast and as Black people, we have touched all aspects in the industry, and that was something I really wanted to capture in the book.
Well, you really did. Just really awesome to see it kind of all in one space.
The baking trend, right? Like COVID gave us more cooks, American cooks, and also bakers, right? Have people been here DMing you for recipes?
Yeah, people definitely DM me with recipes. And then I've also become acquainted with a lot of new bakers and pastry chefs in the industry.
Right.
One in particular, I started this organization, Southern Restaurants for Racial Justice, but someone that I really admire is Paola Velez.
Yeah.
She's been doing such great things with Bakers Against Racism. And, we have our daily, chats about things that we're doing. And I'm trying to share my experience of, things that I know that could possibly help her moving forward in the future.
So tell me more about the organization you started. Did you start that during COVID, or tell us more about it?
I started with two other friends and pastry chefs, Lisa Donovan and Sarah O'Brien.
Yes.
And we started this last June when, we were getting hit with all of the horrible things that we were seeing on our TV screens, from George Floyd to Ahmaud Arbery, and just, we just were kind of overwhelmed, and they reached out to me and said, we need to do something. And I always say bakers are the sweetest people on earth, and we love doing bake sales, and we do it all the time, but this was something that we knew we could really make a difference. So we started this bake sale, and the first one we raised $100,000 over the first weekend. And now what we're doing is raising money for Black-owned businesses, and we've started a grant program. So we're doing that. There's something special about people working in food that want to, help their own and really understand the hardships. And it is a beautiful thing.
What's your IG? Where do people find you?
Okay, you can slide into my DMs at Cheryl Day. Very simple. And then I'm Star Brownie on Twitter, but I spend more time on Instagram. Southern Restaurants for Racial Justice is the organization that I co-founded. And we've got some really exciting things happening in the next few weeks that I'll be really happy to share with you.
Thank you, Ms. Cheryl Day, for all you do.
Thank you, Marcus. It was great being here with you.